And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Today we're joined by our friend and colleague Todd Taylor of Anthem GeoBlue Travel Insurance. And a very timely topic in this day and age. So many folks hitting the skies, hitting the water, heading out of the country, overseas, next door. So a very timely topic, getting a lot of calls on travel insurance. So glad he could join us today. And then just some housekeeping, you know the drill. If you have a question, you'll put that in the question box. I'll monitor these questions throughout the presentation, so I might jump in, if we've got a question and he can field a question at that point in time. So don't be shy. So we're the dynamic duo, as I like to say, of the individual market here in Ohio. I'm Geoff Beglen, and I'm the lead account advisor here at Cornerstone. This is my 17th year at Cornerstone, and it's been quite a ride. I just love it. And next to me is Eric Pouncey Jr. He's also a broker specialist, and we can answer any and all your questions related to the individual market. So give us a call, reach out to us, shoot us an email, check it out. And Health Sherpa is an innovative healthcare technology. It's the country's largest ACA agent enrollment platform, and with Health Sherpa's fast and easier alternative to healthcare.gov, you'll have the leading edge technology you need to maximize your marketplace experience. Health Sherpa is the only agent platform approved by CMS in order to give you enhanced direct enrollment, and you can check it out on our website. I could do a demo for you. I'd love to share that with you. And as a Cornerstone broker, you have access to expert systems and services from our agency services platform, and these can help you with your business outside of your scope and planning for the future. We'll create a customized plan for you based on your specific needs to ensure that your business and your family are covered. Contact us today. Got a little tongue-tied there. And let's toss it to Todd. Todd, you on the line?
Yep, I'm here.
Fantastic. So let's kick it over to Todd and get started.
All right, I assume everyone can see my screen?
We can, thank you.
Great, awesome. All right, well, thank you, Geoff, for the introduction. Really happy to be here, happy to be speaking with you all. And Geoff's right, there's no better time to get a product like this out there. We're in the middle of the busy travel season. This is an easy product, it's an easy sale. It's a product that every one of you, if you think about it, has a client for today. And it's a product that really satisfies as we've exited the pandemic. It's a product that really satisfies a significant need in the marketplace for anyone, any U.S. citizen, any U.S. resident that is traveling abroad. Again, my name's Todd Taylor. I've been with GeoBlue really since the inception of the company, about 15 years. I've seen a lot, and it's been, a wild ride here as well. And, many of you probably know me just, whether it was from, road shows or, traveling throughout the state. I've been with GeoBlue for quite some time. For those of you that don't know, GeoBlue is the international division of all of the Blue Cross Blue Shield companies. So just like Anthem is a Blue plan, or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan is a Blue plan, GeoBlue is also a Blue plan. We're a national Blue plan. And the goal of it really is to help, or the purpose of it really is to help the individual traveler, no matter where they are in the world, help them identify, help them access, most importantly, help them pay for international healthcare. And the reason why I said Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we just had a Medicare Advantage member out of Michigan that went to the Dominican Republic. She did not realize that she did not have coverage outside of Michigan, and she broke her hip, and the family had to pay $68,000 to get her back home. They're not getting reimbursed any of that. Don't let that be your client. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be your relative or your friend. Have them have a GeoBlue plan. She likely would have paid around $65 for the entire week for that plan. It would have paid for the evac. It would have paid for her hospitalization. It would have got her back home. Don't let that be your client, okay? Most people, and it's just a perfect segue here, most people think that their domestic health plan covers them internationally for all services, just like it would domestically. And oftentimes that leads to a significant out-of-pocket expense. And just oftentimes that's just not the case. An ACA plan provides very limited international coverage. A Medicare product on the Advantage side, it may be you're reimbursed at an out-of-network rate. On the supplement side, it's $50,000 lifetime international, and that's only if you have a Plan F or a Plan G. And then a group plan on the blue side, maybe you're covered for what you have domestically, but again, you're subject to the same deductibles, co-insurance, co-pays, and you still likely have to pay out of pocket and maybe get reimbursed sometime down the line. With GeoBlue, it's first dollar coverage. You can have a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit. You have access to a network that direct bills in exchange for an affordable premium. Again, that example with the Blue Cross of Michigan member, she would have paid $65 for the entire week, and she would have saved herself $68,000 in expenses, none of which she's going to be reimbursed for, unfortunately. We are back. International travel is back. We're well beyond now. This number is actually from July of last year. We're well beyond 100% recovery from when the pandemic hit in March 2020. So we are beating 2019 numbers. Your clients are traveling. Make sure they are protected by a product like GeoBlue. And as I said, earlier, make sure your seniors, if you're in the senior market, make sure they are protected. Medicare products have significant holes for those traveling abroad. Our products are guaranteed issued in 95. Most, if not all of these products can be sold online. And we have really great pricing points, not just for seniors, but for under 65 as well for anyone traveling abroad. We also covered high dollar items such as medical evacuation and repatriation of remains. Repatriation of remains is when someone passes away overseas. Getting those remains back is a very complicated process. It's also very expensive, around $25,000. Average medical evacuations around $50,000, and there's no IOUs with that. Okay, you either have to have the credit card, cash, or something like GeoBlue that can pay the evacuation vendor and coordinate it for you. So again, with that example I said before, that all had to be paid out of pocket up front. So there likely was either a GoFundMe set up or a credit card maxed out. That doesn't need to be your client. GeoBlue mobile application, you can really do everything through the app. I find that a lot of people are concerned about whether their phone works when they go overseas. Shouldn't they also be concerned about whether their health insurance works? I think that's even more important. With your phone, through the mobile application, you can arrange direct pay. You have access to a drug equivalency guide. Medications don't translate the same from France to Germany to Spain. So you want to make sure that you're getting the right med in a particular country. Translation of medical terms. If you're in a facility where no one speaks English, you could put into the GeoBlue app exactly what you're trying to say, and it will repeat in that language. I have a headache, I got stung by a bee, I think I have COVID. Understanding your health and security risks. We have members that are in the Ukraine right now. We have members that are in Russia. We're giving them real-time information, street by street, block by block, mobile ID card right from your phone, as well as e-claims. If you have a low dollar claim, you want to take care of it then and there, that's fine. You take a picture of it, you file it through the mobile app, you're likely reimbursed by the time you get home. In addition, another value-added benefit is our telemedicine service, Global Telemed. This is a free service that accompanies all GeoBlue plans on the individual side, and we're actually the only international health insurance carrier on the individual side that has something like this, to my knowledge. So if you don't want to go outside, you're too sick to go outside, or maybe you're in the Ukraine, you don't want to go outside for obvious reasons, you can connect to a doctor 24/7 through Global Telemed. Again, this is a value-added service for free on all GeoBlue plans. Now let's get into the most important part here. What are the products? What can you sell? Who are these marketed to? Where can you sell them? All of these products are available in Ohio. They're also available in 47 states, and you can generally sell across state lines without necessarily being licensed. There are a few exceptions there. The only states we do not have product are Maryland, Washington State, and New York. We'll start from the left, the Voyager plan. This will probably be about 80% of your sales. It's a single trip plan. It's designed for any US citizen, any US resident that is traveling abroad generally once per year. You do not need to have Anthem to buy GeoBlue. If you have a medical mutual member, they can buy GeoBlue, okay? Any US citizen or US resident can purchase the plan. The Voyager plan is guaranteed issued to 95. It's also guaranteed issued to 182 days. So if you're going to Aruba for a week, you can buy it for a week. If you're going to France and Italy for a 2-week Mediterranean cruise, you can buy it for 2 weeks, up to 182 days and up to age 95. The plans cover accidents, injuries, and illnesses abroad. If you have COVID, that's covered 100%. If you're in Mexico and get some Montezuma's revenge, that's covered 100%. If you get into a car accident, a lot of the number one reason of car accidents is cab drivers. So if you get, a crazy cab driver and you get into an accident, that is covered 100% as long as you didn't steal the car. Covered for pre-existing conditions. As long as you have a primary plan in the US, GeoBlue will cover most pre-existing conditions abroad. So a primary plan is either an ACA plan, a group plan, or a Medicare product. If you have one of those, which 95% of people do, you can have your pre-ex covered under the GeoBlue plan. If you do not have one of those, if you have a short-term medical plan, if you have TRICARE, or if you're uninsured, you can still buy the Voyager plan. It's the essential option, but we do not cover pre-ex on those, so that's the trade-off. There's no excluded countries on the single trip plan. Premiums are based on age and length of trip. We just kind of passed the spring break season. If you're going to Mexico and you're 18 years old, you're probably paying $1 a day. If you're 92 and you're going to Italy for 3 months, you're probably paying $25 to $30 per day. So it really depends on age and length of trip. All of these plans give access to our 24/7 services, evacuation. All of these plans also cover COVID. So who's the target market for the Voyager plan? As I said, any US resident going abroad up to 182 days can be an opportunity here. Trekker plan, the second product, this is our multi-trip plan, and it's designed for a US citizen going abroad multiple times per year. So for example, maybe you're working with someone who's part of a small group and they have an executive that's going to go to Mexico once a month. Instead of selling 12 Voyager plans, you can just do one annual multi-trip. You sell it one time. It's good for the entire year. They can take unlimited trips. No trip can be longer than 70 days, though. It's also guaranteed issue to 95. Premium's very affordable. On the Voyager plan, average premium is around $110 per trip. On the Trekker plan, average premium is $275 for the entire year. US health plan is required on the Trekker plan. Seniors are also a good opportunity here because the pricing points are good for the entire year and they can go on unlimited trips. So maybe you have a senior going on a cruise in January, maybe they have another trip in March, maybe they have something in December. So 3 trips, all covered, one-time purchase under the Trekker plan. So again, target market here, anyone going abroad more than one time per year for an annual multi-trip. The third product is our long-term option. It's called Explorer, and it's designed for someone who is an expatriate. An expatriate is someone who lives abroad 6 months per year. They're termed by the tax code if they're living abroad 6 months per year as an expatriate. This is a comprehensive major medical plan. It's more than accident, injury, and illness. It covers wellness, it covers mental health, it covers therapies, physical therapies, for example. It has an unlimited lifetime maximum. The other major difference, though, besides the benefits being more comprehensive, is the fact that there's a traditional medical underwriting component to this, sort of the old rules. There's a series of health questions, and then based on how those questions are answered, someone can be rated up, someone can be rated as is, someone can be declined on this product. There's only about a 3% decline rate, though. So if you're working maybe with a group and they say, we have an executive that's gone to China for a 2-year work assignment, that's a perfect opportunity here. It gives them coverage in China, worldwide, as well as inside the United States. And the network inside the United States would be the Blue Card PPO. So it can be one plan that works worldwide. It can also work inbound as well. If you have a foreign national, maybe coming to Ohio to work 6 months or more, instead of trying, it can be complicated to add that person to a group plan. You can write an individual carve out with this Explorer product on that individual. So again, outbound 6 months or more, and then inbound 6 months or more. And then the final product is our Navigator plan, and it's designed for 3 subsets of individuals doing long-term assignments. Number one would be Marine crew, probably won't come up ever unless you have some Florida business. Number 2 would be the missionary market. Maybe if you have a mission client that's going to Latin America 6 months or more, you could write them on that. We give missionaries lower rates. And then, but where I see the most opportunity would be students, inbound and outbound. So maybe you have a client that says, my child is going to Barcelona for a grad program. He's going to be there for 2 years. That is a perfect opportunity for the Navigator plan. It covers inbound under the Blue Card PPO, and it covers outside the United States under GeoBlue as part of one plan. And it's pretty comprehensive as well, covering mental health treatment, covering wellness care, etc. And then inbound as well. If you have a foreign student coming to Ohio for 3 months or more, you could also write them on the Navigator plan, and it gives them access to Blue Card here in the US. So students, missionaries, mariners, expatriates, senior travelers, under 65, leisure, business, all opportunities with GeoBlue. I think you'll find most of your opportunity with the first 2 products that I spoke of, but everyone, in their niche markets could have a long-term opportunity. And just so everyone really understands, exactly what I'm talking about, just some examples here. A 19-year-old student going to Greece for a semester, GeoBlue opportunity, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $203 for the entire trip. 45-year-old business person going back and forth to Germany, that's a multi-trip, $175 for the entire year. And then make sure you protect your senior clients. You don't want a senior coming back to you saying, why didn't you tell me my Advantage plan didn't cover me? Why didn't you tell me my SUP only covered up to 50,000? You definitely want to make sure they're protected when they're going overseas. 68-year-old going on a vacation to Italy and France for 10 days, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $81 for the entire trip. No brainer. And then maybe another 68-year-old.
Todd, can I jump in here for a couple of questions pursuant to
Sure.
Medicare Advantage? So one of our brokers points out Medicare Advantage plans claim that they have in-network urgent care and emergency care worldwide. Interesting that the Advantage plan didn't cover this Michigan member in the example.
It did not. I would really look at those certificates, and even if they say they do, it's going to be a pay and claim scenario anyway. So if you do have an Advantage plan and there is coverage worldwide, I think there is a limit on it. I've seen some that are only a $25,000 limit. They're not going to arrange a medical evacuation. Medicare Advantage is not going to arrange a medical evacuation for a senior. They're going to have to do it themselves, and then I guess seek reimbursement through the private plan. Whereas with GeoBlue, you could have a first dollar coverage where we will actually arrange and pay for it. So whether they're claiming that or not, I can tell you firsthand that they're not going to arrange anything for a senior.
Oh, good. Thank you for clarifying that. Just one more question. And on the Explorer plan, if the member's trip ends before 6 months, are they penalized in any way?
No, you can cancel that plan at any time.
Perfect. Okay, we're all caught up. Thanks.
And then a senior going abroad for 3 trips, $460 for the entire year. Case study, this was a young lady, this was under 65, and this was a young lady who was doing a study abroad trip in Australia. She took a 2-day trip to Lombok, Indonesia. She was riding an ATV, and she got herself into a very severe accident. She had a vicious fracture of her leg. We were very concerned about doing any sort of surgery locally, so the recommendation was to take her to Singapore, where she could have the procedure and then recuperate. We arranged for an air evacuation. Again, an evacuation has to be paid for then and there, either credit card, GeoBlue, or cash. There's no IOUs in that business. And we arranged for the ground ambulance to take her to the hospital. We arranged the admission, and then we arranged for an orthopedic surgeon to do the surgery. So if this had been, just going through the example of an Advantage member, if this had been that situation, they would have had to arrange all of this by themselves, and then I guess through that plan seek reimbursement. It would have been a nightmare. So the evacuation, the hospital arrangements, almost $11,000, or I'm sorry, almost $12,000 for the medical services, $25,000 just for the evacuation. And then we also authorized a bedside visit benefit. All of our plans have this, and it is a $1,500 benefit to allow for a loved one to be with their child, for example, if they're expected to be in the hospital 7 days or more. So that is a benefit that is also included on all GeoBlue plans. That's not on a domestic health plan. $39,000 in costs, every penny of which direct billed to GeoBlue. Her premium for her 2-month trip was $190 for the entire trip. So again, every penny here direct billed to GeoBlue. She saw she had a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, first dollar coverage with GeoBlue. This product is very easy to get signed up and selling. You can get signed up and selling today. You go to geobluetravelinsurance.com/cornerstone. geobluetravelinsurance.com/cornerstone. And Geoff, maybe we can send something out after the presentation, with this link, just so they can, have it.
Yeah, and there's a question about slides. Everybody will get a copy of the slides in the recording format. If you want to include maybe a PDF of that, I could also get that out to the folks.
Yep. Yeah, so again, geobluetravelinsurance.com/cornerstone. You can get signed up selling today. When you get signed up, you will get a confirmation email with the coded link. That, in a sense, is your sales Bible for GeoBlue. You can put that link on your agency website. You can blast it out to your clients. And any client that goes to your link and buys a plan, that's how we tag for commission purposes. GeoBlue pays you commissions directly, and that is 15%. It will not come from Cornerstone. It will come from GeoBlue. Quoting the product is very simple. You put in a zip code, you put in the travel dates of your client, you put in age of your client. Once you have the demographic details in there, you click quote now, and then out pops your quote. This quote is for the entire trip. It's not per day, per week, per month. This is the entire trip. You can toggle back and forth. It'll automatically default to $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit. You can then toggle back and forth. My family's not worth $1 million. We'll do 50,000. Once you have the pricing point you want, you click apply now. You put a credit card in, and that is that. You're off to the races. You'll get a confirmation email that your client buys. Your client will also get a confirmation email with their ID card. You also have access when you become an agent to our agent portal, Agent Hub. You can download marketing materials. You can see your sales. We have great testimonial videos. If you ever have a client on the fence about this product, show them one of our testimonial videos. They're 2 minutes long, and they literally show how we saved someone's life by having a GeoBlue plan. You can quote from the Agent Hub as well. But anyone who gets signed up, I do usually send out all the testimonial videos to you the month after you get signed up at the end of the month. You can see we have email templates. You can literally put your link in there and blast it out. You don't really have to come up with anything. It's already there for you. We have social media posts that, again, you can put your link into and then blast it out to your clients. We have banner ads as well. Take advantage of these marketing materials. They're all there. It does not cost a lot of hard marketing dollars to promote GeoBlue. Here is my team's information. We have a full broker support team. We just hired a bunch of people too, because we are getting a lot of new agents signed up selling, especially post-COVID. There's still a significant pent-up demand for international travel after everything was shut down. Here's, again, my team. You can contact me. You can contact my team. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, by all means, add your questions to the question box to the and we'll get to those. Just want to point out some statistic I read not too long ago. Prior to COVID, fewer than 50%, more like 25% of prospects really, health insurance prospects even asked about travel insurance and if they're going abroad. But now, if people are going abroad, well over half, more like 2/3 or even 3/4 of people are asking about travel insurance. So it's a very, very pertinent topic these days, and I think it's an easy sale. So
Yeah, it's an easy sale, and yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Geoff. It's one of the things. COVID obviously destroyed the international travel markets, but one benefit COVID did is that it did give people some idea about getting sick overseas. COVID obviously started internationally, and people are now more cognizant about getting sick overseas. And the absorption of this product is going way up. 7 in 10 now are now asking about something like this. And additionally, in many countries, you actually don't even have a choice. Many countries are instituting laws where you have to have a travel supplement like GeoBlue to get access into the country, because they don't want to be on the hook for your bill. You don't want to be on the hook for the bill. So it all works out.
yeah, and we know our clients really well, and so if you catch wind of foreign travel being planned this summer, or they're just chatting about something, bring up the topic, and maybe let them know that that particular country might require it. Got a couple questions I want to get to. Some wealthy countries, Saudi Arabia, for example, have government-funded healthcare that's accessible to their residents and visitors. Do you still recommend that GeoBlue for visitors to nations like that?
Yeah, generally on that with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So I have found that it's accessible for those that are living there full time. I'm not sure about travelers per se, but again, those particular plans, they don't cover outside of Saudi Arabia, and they definitely wouldn't cover a medical evacuation. I've actually been to the KSA, and if you have a significant medical issue there, you'll probably go to Dubai. So those local plans will definitely not cover a medical evacuation. So you would still be on the hook for that.
Okay, good answer. So could you state
And they
again
wouldn't
which
cover outside of and they wouldn't cover outside of the kingdom as well. So if you need a medical evacuation, you're going to Dubai, again, you're on the hook for the medical evacuation, and you're on the hook for your care in Dubai.
Okay, next question. Could you state again which plan is appropriate for someone who doesn't have a domestic health plan in the US?
Yep, I'll just go back to the products real quick here. So the Voyager plan has two subsets. One's the choice option, which would cover someone for pre-X if they have either an ACA, a group plan, or a Medicare product. The other one is called Voyager Essential, and that is for someone who's uninsured, has a short-term medical plan, or perhaps TRICARE. If they have one of those, Voyager Essential, they can buy that. That does not cover pre-X, however.
I'm shocked to find out that TRICARE is in that category, because that's more or less the Medicare for military.
Yeah, the reason the reason why Medicare is and TRICARE is not is just because you can't. With Medicare, at least has some private spin-offs through either a sub or Advantage, whereas TRICARE does not.
Okay. Okay. Can you state again which? Okay, I did that question. All right. Does it cover travel interruption, missed flights, and lost luggage?
There's a small benefit on the Voyager plan for that, but trip interruption, trip cancellation, that's more of what a travel agent sells, where it's very low on the medical limits. Trip cancellation, policies have like $10,000 medical limits, but it will cover if you have sort of like, you missed your flight, you lost your luggage, you had to cancel your trip. We do have a product for that. It's not Blue branded. It's our HTH product, Trip Protector, and that does do what was referenced there, trip interruption, trip cancellation. But you do have to be PNC licensed to sell that one.
Okay. Okay.
This
Okay.
just requires a health product as GeoBlue.
I understand. Okay. So more questions. What about coverage on cruises?
Yeah, cruises are not excluded as long as it's an international cruise, Mediterranean cruise, Caribbean cruise. I get a lot of questions about Alaskan cruises. It really depends. If the injury happened in Alaska, it would not be covered. If it happened in Canada, it would be. So just be mindful of that. Puerto Rico is part of the United States, so we don't cover there. The U.S. Virgin Islands are part of the United States, so we don't cover there. But by and large, cruises are not excluded, and we do cover on cruises.
Next question. So TRICARE and VA coverage would warrant the essential plan?
Correct.
Okay. That's a good question. Good stuff. We had the best brokers in the business. They come up with the best questions. I want to linger here for a couple more seconds, see if anybody else has any more questions. You know, seriously, you know, if you catch wind of somebody just even thinking about going overseas now or in the winter or whatever, point out to them that, you know, this is a hot topic. Like you said, over 70% of the people traveling abroad are asking about travel insurance. What's more, a lot of countries are requiring it. Oh, we got another question. Getting ready to travel overseas for a 2-week trip vacation. I think this is a broker telling me this.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for travel insurance, but want for all reasons. My biggest concern is something happening to my 90-year-old dad while I'm gone. So
Yeah, so that one you probably want to look at our Trip Protector plan. There's a cancel for any reason option on that. So that's what you probably want to look at, our HTH Trip Protector plan, and you can reach out to my team or me and we can get you that information.
oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, there's so many other things, you know. What was it, a couple of years ago there was a volcano that just, you
Yeah,
know, stranded
yep,
people in Europe
I
for
remember that.
a while.
Yeah, they
Okay.
couldn't even do any air travel on that. And then, you know, in Israel recently there was a strike and, you know, you couldn't even get out of the country.
Oh, don't want to start with that. I think France is going through some stuff now. If we travel ourselves, can we write our own policy?
Sure.
Yeah. Good stuff. Todd, thank you so much. Um, everybody, I appreciate all your input. Todd, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a product for anyone going abroad. So anyone's an opportunity who's a U.S. citizen. Please make sure to let your clients know about it. You know, they can't come to you for it if they don't know. And it's just if you need this product, it really becomes valuable. No one should be on the hook for $50, $60, $70,000 because of an international claim. You shouldn't have to set up the GoFundMe, remortgage the house, max out the credit cards, empty the savings account because of an international claim. No reason for it. That's why there's GeoBlue.
Great. Thanks so much, Todd. Everybody, have a great day.